Welcome back to Everything Whiskey. I'm Callum.
I'm Sam.
Today we're having a look at the Laphroaig Lore.
Alrighty, so again, janky setup. Hopefully the last one, maybe the second last one. We'll see.
We'll push to the last one.
Yeah. It's a bit of a shame we're doing this one in the janky setup because this is one we've been excited about for quite a while, and it would have been nice to kind of get it in this kind of setup finalised.
Yeah.
But either way, it's just good to do it in person because we just mostly want to do it in person and not on damn Zoom.
Yeah.
Alright, so Laphroaig Lore. Laphroaig was the first, I think the first real Islay we had. We may have had the Kalila at some point earlier, but we weren't even really into it.
No, I think Laphroaig was our first.
Was it? Yeah, so Laphroaig was our first. We loved it straight away. And Laphroaig Lore is something that we heard from Rex and Danny, the Whiskey Vault, very early on, that it was like their best one, or one that they really liked, one of the best that Laphroaig will release. Now, over here, the availability is really crap, and the pricing is quite high. So it's like
150-ish.
150 at least, I remember. I might have paid more, 160. But yeah,
that's
so
only through Nick's as well.
through Nick's, and Nick's Wine Merchant is like one of the better, websites to get whiskey from in Victoria when it comes to availability and pricing. Now, the Laphroaig Lore is meant to be like,
just compared to the Port Escape.
So much body.
Do your spiel.
Yeah. Now, the Laphroaig Lore is meant to be their kind of like core expression of what Laphroaig is. Like their kind of, it's the expression of them, of Laphroaig itself, is what the head distiller or distillery manager, John Campbell, said when they were creating this, and when it was released. It did replace the 18, which a lot of people kind of were a bit annoyed about, justifiably. But it would have been good to have both, but I don't know, and we never got a chance to try the 18. Hopefully, it might be re-released by now, I don't know, they do, it's all over the shop. But anyway, the Lore is basically a combination of ex-bourbon casks, ex-sherry casks, and there's some kind of like leniency with other casks like in and about it, but the big kind of like, the main two where the flavour profile comes from is the ex-sherry and the ex-bourbon. And it's meant to be this really, Laphroaig claims it's the richest of their line, and Laphroaig already claims to be the richest Scotch, on the market anyway.
Yep.
Big claims, but Laphroaig's very rich, so fair enough, it's not far off. This one's 46%, 48%, so it's got a decent kick to it. It's not going to be overpowering, but it's also going to be nice and just have like a good density of flavour, which is something that I want as a bare minimum if I'm paying a lot for a whiskey. Is if it's 40%, I'm going to be pissed off, because even if the flavour's really good, if it's weak or thin, it's a bit of a letdown.
Yeah.
Now, this has been said, not officially, but here and there, kind of unofficially, off the record, 7 years minimum, but also up to 20-year-old whiskies in barrels in this one. So I don't know what the percentage is, but if you do the math, you might probably end up, if there's a decent percentage of older stuff, you probably get your money's worth anyway. But we'll get into it. The colour, I'm assuming there's no dye, is quite dark, especially for Islay.
Well, compared to the Port Escape, that was, I don't know how to put it.
Pale.
Yeah, quite pale.
But also sherry cask and ex-bourbon, it's all going to be contributing to the colour.
Sticky nosy. What kind of sherry does that remind you of? Actually, you probably don't remember, you're not very good at this kind of stuff. Morris.
I haven't had them. Oh no, I did. I got to try it, didn't I? Yeah.
The Morris,
the Australian one, Laphroaig Glen,
It's like this really deep, funky sherry note in it.
Oh, that's good. It's like cherry.
Yeah.
It's there's sherry obviously, but it's like cherry. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like Luxardo, like the maraschino cherry liqueur, like amaretto.
It actually is, amaretto.
And there's this earthiness, this kind of cloves, green grass, tea note, but it's not necessarily a peat funk that I'm used to. It's definitely brininess in there. I'd say iodine is more the kind of main thing coming out.
A lot of dark fruits.
Salts, dark fruits,
raisins.
This is
So deep
nice.
and rich and complex. This is one of these whiskies that you'd have to sit down for like
I would sit,
3-4 hours and
if we
actually
had more
write
time
some
today
notes.
and furniture, I'd sit I'd sit down and like actually would just chill out.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I can't get past that, like, it's like almost a musky, dirty sherry funk for me.
Yeah, but with some like more tart kind of fruits dumped in there as well. It's
Yeah.
a big mixture of different fruits as well as some weird kind of like seaside stuff.
Mm.
Oh, I got a lot more of the brine, the sea salt.
I want to taste this. Brine comes through so much more on the palate, but it's not as briny as I was expecting.
No
it to be.
way.
Those
It's
sherry
like-
notes are there as well.
They're sitting side by side, and I'm still getting that amaretto-ness.
They like hold each other out.
Yeah.
Well, I should say not out.
Yeah, no, I agree. They're like balanced as.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely getting that amaretto kind of note going on. Lots of fruits. There's this deep golden sweetness. It's like
Golden syrup almost.
yeah, it's like this maple syrup kind of golden syrup, like like the top of a creme brulee kind of thing, like that burnt brown sugar kind of thing. It's just this kind of really sweet custardy dark sweetness along with heaps of fruits. I'm getting something that my back of my brain has recognized before, but I can't put my finger on it. That Laphroaig brine classic one is there behind it, but it's like hiding behind all these unique notes. There is something kind of
like a
warm,
sulfury note.
this warm kind of funky note there.
What is that?
It's not sulfur. It's not eggy or anything like that. It's sulfur. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, like, I think I'm putting on this face like, this isn't good. I love this whiskey. I'm just trying to figure out what this is because it's so rich.
It's pretty unique. Like
Yeah.
it's I don't know how to put it. It's literally if you married Laphroaig 10
Glendronach.
with a little bit of Glendronach and something else is there like holding it together. Because the Glendronach is nowhere near as in this. It's not Glendronach, but as in like the sherry in this rather is not anywhere near as sherried as Glendronach, but the Laphroaig, the peat funk is not as Laphroaig-y as like a 10 on its own. It's like they've both been kind of pulled down and there's something in the middle connecting them.
We should have the Laphroaig PX to compare these.
Yeah.
Because I've only had the
Maybe
PX.
it's the bourbon cask. Bourbon
Yeah,
cask.
might
It's kind of
be.
like doing some extra kind of like caramelized wood bitters.
That's what. Yeah, that's
Maybe it's something like that. It's helping
like
mellow
charred
out.
barrel,
It's helping mellow out the middle to kind of connect them better.
Next, we had the PX once at a whiskey bar, and from memory, that was like very, very Chevy heavy.
Chevy heavy.
Sherry heavy.
This is so good. I definitely recommend getting this. Obviously, if it's reasonably priced for you and you don't mind paying it, I think if you're a fan of Laphroaig and sherry, you're gonna love this.
Yeah.
Even not sherry, I think you can still enjoy it. What?
I just got overly sweet in my mouth. Like I'd swallow it and it just like there was like sugar sweetness almost.
It's still going for me. Like it's been a solid.
It's like I'm getting that sherbet again from the Portishead, like a lemony, maybe not that cherry sherbet.
Yeah. The finish is long. It's good. Yeah. If you've tried this, let us know your opinion on it. And the 18, let us know your opinion on that. I'm not really sure what was in it, like barrel-wise, if there was sherry in that. But yeah, so we hope you liked this episode. If you did, leave us a like. If you want to see future episodes from us, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button. If you do, see you next one.
Cheers.